This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perk, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
I wanted to have the drop ready from Full Stream Ahead that dropped today of Charlie Esser saying, well, what was it about with the AI, Charlie Esser? He said, I sense intercourse. I'm ready to record or something. And I think he even says, he goes,
I have no idea what you. Play the drop.
I'll cut it up later. I didn't have time to cut it up, but don't worry, I'll get to it. But yes, it's out kind of day, people.
He's making
another Charlie Esser classic drop.
Oh, he even said, he goes, Phil, there's your drop.
Was it something about the RoboSex?
No, I think it was the recording of the sex or was it A-Train's girlfriend or something? I don't know.
Oh,
it was episode 5.
Okay.
All right. So.
Yeah, that was with the nanny cam only records sex, which is weird.
Yeah. So Charlie S is there. Lil Hellfire is fixing her boat. Friday night, and yes, we're gonna get to you, Bendis. All right, Capes and Lunatics, episode 135 starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Joining me as always, again, Nanny Cam himself, Mr. Fan of the Theater is
Charlie, the Professor Essa. Well, my son's the fan. He was the one who went to see the Seussical Christmas Carol at his school today.
And he knew she was a pirate, but she was fixing her boat. It is Florida Woman.
Hey y'all, it's Lil Hellfire. What are you gonna do when I move from Florida, Philip?
I don't know.
Are you gonna move from Florida?
Fingers crossed.
She said she's getting bored with it. You know she always gets bored. Within like 6 months to a year, she gets bored of wherever she's living.
She's got that gypsy blood in her.
Romani.
Got to keep on.
Romani. Yes.
Only if you're actually Romani. You can use gypsy if it's not referencing the Romani, but simply a traveling lifestyle.
Good to know.
There are specific rules in which you can use the term gypsy, but not if you're referring to Romani. I made that up, but I'm going to say that's the rule.
At Charlie Esser. That's 2 E's in the middle for Estonia.
It's basically like that Seinfeld episode. Hey, war, what is it good for? Who told you?
Oh my God. One of my favorite parts. Yeah.
Well, there's all sorts of crazy things about, like, what words you can call someone and what words you should use for referencing certain qualities or aesthetics. I like using the term gypsy to mean someone who has a traveling lifestyle, because there are many, many people who are called gypsies who are not Romani, like the Tinkers, who are also often called gypsies, because they have that traveling lifestyle. The Romani are a specific ethnic group within the larger culture of traveling peoples, who are often referred to in that term, the gypsies. Now, gypsies can be derogatory, or it can be a term you use for yourself, sort of like midget. If you,
I don't think it's appropriate to use that word ever anymore. It's 2019. No. I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the 3 little people that work with me Monday. I will ask them and see what they say.
Okay, and what they'll probably tell you, well, if I call myself a midget, it's okay for me to call myself a midget. Don't call me a midget if you don't know me.
Or not the view.
So, I mean, there, as with all things, it's about what people like to be called. But there are a lot of small people, short people, whatever you want to call them, who actually prefer the term midget. Harry Velasquez disliked the term little person because he felt it was diminutive. he preferred the term midget because to him it meant he was something separate and apart, which he felt was more
Well,
aggrandizing.
why don't we
in
ask
its
a little
own way.
person, Lilith? What do you like to
So-
be called?
Haha, I am 5'3", not 4'11". Thank you very much. Somebody get Christina
Yeah, she's-
Aguilera on the phone. We'll ask her.
That's actually insulting to call a short person a midget.
You're the one throwing the M word
because
around,
it
not me.
implies that-
I said short person.
hey, you know what? I get it from
And
Maz. She's
it's
a bad
Capes
influence on
Lunatics
me.
on a Friday
the
night,
other
and we
M-word.
are off the rails 5
The
minutes
other M
in.
word, Maz.
Yeah. Well, no, trust me, Maz will get into a fight with you about this stuff
Yes, we
because
know.
he knows several people who prefer to be
Well, I
called
love it
midgets,
when
and he's
you
like,
want
if that's the
argue
word
with
they
me,
want
I'm
to
always
use,
down for that.
exactly.
All right.
That's why we love Maz.
All right. Well, hey, Lilith, while we were waiting for you to fix your boat that sprung a leak, Charlie and I were talking about Crisis. He watched all the 3 parts so far of Crisis.
I'm sorry. Were you confused? No, were you confused? Because there's like a lot of like juggling and
I don't know. It's pretty straightforward. The
Who's
universes are being destroyed. It's
all
they're
the
basically,
Easter
you know, I
eggs
mean,
just went over his head. He's just watching it to be watching it, basically.
No, I got the most important Easter egg.
Oh Lord!
The reference to the best Superman movie ever.
Damn it, Philip!
I didn't tell him.
It's not the first time I went crazy and fought a different version of myself. See, that's how I knew
didn't mention
this was the show
Superman
for me.
3 because Superman Returns with Brandon Routh was supposed to be, 1 and 2 happened, and then 3 and 4 never happened. So I don't know why he was referencing 3.
It's only if you watch the Donner cut does it matter. The general population does not own the Donner cut. Okay.
I'm sorry. The Superman Returns very much is the one that comes after Superman 4 when he gets disgusted with humanity and goes off to find something else. You know, that makes sense to me. Nuclear war, man. What are you gonna do with that?
I love when we talk to Peter David, dumbass. Remember, he was like, his version of Superman 4 would have been like, I'm going to take all your nuclear weapons. What? Someone get Lex Luthor on the phone. We need to stop Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you know,
that's exactly how that goes.
Seriously,
I love the I loved Smallville in this too. Can we just say how awesome that was, where he just totally Dex Luthor?
Well, I said it on our Crisis episode of Legends of the Arrowverse. Go over to Cape and Lunatic Sidekicks today. That I don't know. He said he gave up his powers. Smallville Superman gave up his powers. Isn't that kind of selfish when Lex Luthor's in the White House?
But that Clark is selfish. We discussed that.
I know.
It makes sense in that particular universe.
First off, you're assuming Lex Luthor in the White House is a bad thing.
Can't be worse than what we've had.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, in this universe,
actually, didn't he do a good job in the comic books? Basically, can we just all be honest?
Trains running on time, Lilith Hellfire.
That's all that matters to me. I got to get to work, homie.
Look. You know what? You can say what you will about Double. As I always say, I'm not mad that Donald Trump is corrupt and a bigot and a horrible person.
That's right.
I'm upset that he's a bad president. Yeah. You know, it's like he's not the first racist president. He's not the first sexist
and he's
president.
not going to be the last. Surprise! Spoilers.
He's not.
Got to wait for
but
all the
he's
boomers
so
to
bad
die.
at his job. He's so bad at his job. It's like, stop it. And then all these
Can't you
freaking
get
Republicans.
impeached for incompetence? Can that be a thing if it's not? Can we?
Honestly, I think they just should have said he's. Well, you know what? Because the economy hasn't imploded yet. Well, that's the and to be fair, an imploded economy is what elections are for.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say we want to impeach him because the economy is going to implode, as it clearly is.
Get him out
but
of here.
You know. For right now, you know, if you want 4 jobs, you can get them.
That's right.
You know, that's the American way.
We're living in a gig economy, people. Embrace it.
Well, you know, giggity.
So what else tweaked your doubt about Crisis, Charlie Esser? What about 90s Flash?
90s Flash was cool. I love that. They said a Flash had to die. They
I
didn't
didn't
say
call
which
that.
Flash.
Like we've been saying that. Everybody called that as soon as we saw the clip. We're like, well, there's another Barry Allen, homie. Like,
He never
duh.
said. He even said Barry Allen. He goes, "The Flash must die," even though there's no Barry Allen.
No, he called him out specifically in like another part
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Well, personally, I loved just because they drew him, I think intentionally to look like Dungeon Master from the 80s. Just how Dungeon Mastery everything he says is, it's like, oh, that's the path that will take you to the Paragon of Courage.
7
No,
paragons. Like, oh my God, stop.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was beautiful. I mean, the first one maybe was a little choppy.
Supergirl.
Did they? Yeah, they got the baby back. That's right. Why do people make one-seat baby spacecrafts for
Not
just such
people.
an emergency?
The House of L was flagrant.
say, not
We learned this on
Not people,
Krypton.
Kryptonians.
Kryptonians like
But
the
they made a
flourish.
full-size adult one for Kara.
Well,
I mean,
She was a
that's the
teenage.
thing.
What was she, like 13 or something, Lilith?
Yeah.
It was a 13-year-old girl, though. Didn't have to be that big.
I'm just saying. Well, she was a full grown-up lady by the time she got out.
Well, that's because she got stuck in the.
Phantom Zone.
Charlie, watch the first.
Well, I don't know.
season.
Depending on which version.
Watch the first
Fair
season.
enough. Fair enough.
Let me explain to you about the
This
show I
version-
don't watch.
still- No. Okay. I'm going by the movie.
Well, we don't go by the movie. We never speak of the movie. You shut your mouth. That's worse than Superman.
You guys don't like any of the best super films. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God.
But,
Charlie was dropped on his head as an adult.
That's actually true.
Yeah,
But
by beer. I mean, apple juice.
no. All I'm gonna say is you have an interstellar technology, and not for nothing. Clearly, Kryptonians had faster than light ships because they traveled to Earth back and forth all the time.
Secretly. They were
But
on
why
the
is it
Ralph
like,
Springer,
well-
okay? It's a religious thing.
Shouldn't they have more than one? And then the movie, an entire colony of Kryptonians are in a
do you
ship.
think on Argo they were like,
The House of L is selfish. We've discussed
do you think they're just
But
No.
selfish to the point where they're going to die. To
but are
send
they
their
just
kid into
dumb though? Or are
space?
they just like, oh hey, we already lost a planet. What's the chances Argo City's gonna blow up too?
But
a lot.
I know.
Just
That's what I said. Are they just dumb?
one, and not for nothing. From what I saw of it, it's like a disc.
It's just
floating
one
in
city.
space.
Yeah, it's
It's not exactly a. That thing should. That's like the Titanic. It's like there should be lots of
like a
life
flat
rafts on
Earth.
that.
You shut your.
It's a spaceship in the middle of space that should have enough life rafts for everybody, not just one kid from the House of L.
That's the way Jarrell wanted it, okay? We can get into Jarrell at another time. That's that's like a whole episode about the many versions of Jarrell and how they all freaking suck.
Anyone disappointed that we got no Watchmen?
we
reference
actually
in this?
did.
No, I'm
We
not
actually
disappointed.
did, we actually did, but
Oh,
you
we did?
missed it. 'Cause
Oh.
I missed it too, but I saw a screenshot later when they go to Lucifer's Earth, which you were talking about. You know, when the
Oh,
screen
yeah.
flashed up and it said Earth 666, like down in the right corner
Mhm.
on one of the rooftops, there was a billboard that said Watchmen.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Knock it in there,
You
but
know, and-
everyone missed it.
Yeah, someone said there was actually a Gotham reference in it
Of
too.
course
Batman.
there was.
You're not going to trick me,
No,
Charlie,
no,
so I'm
no,
not going
the
to say
TV
it.
show Gotham. No, the TV show Gotham. I say that's the way you actually say it.
Fight me, Master Doom.
In the case of the show, it's got ham, okay? Because they love to ham it up on that show.
And apparently they were heavily financed by the pork lobby. Got ham?
Good Lord. So, yeah, and then Oliver Queen's going to be the Spectre.
I'm like, I feel like I'm robbed.
Oh.
I'd much rather the Hal Jordan reference pay off finally, but whatever. Hashtag still
Well,
bitter,
yeah.
forever bitter.
Oh wait.
Yeah, you
He's
can see
gonna-
that part in the
okay.
afterlife
I
where
guess
they met Jim Corrigan.
Well, I mean, it's not the Spectre show up, but I don't know. Doesn't he have a body he has to go back to?
I don't know. Is the Spectre just going to swallow that whole? Is he going to merge them? Well, Stephen Amell's leaving, so I'm just wondering. That's what we were talking about. Are they just using the Spectre so he can come back once a year for the crossovers or whatever?
Well, they're gonna have him. But I'm just saying he's got a freaking body that's now I guess a demon possessed
there's no
psychopath. So that's not it. Well, okay,
Was
so an
there
unpossessed
ever?
psychopath.
Can we be honest?
Oh,
Oliver has
I'm
made
just
some
saying, it's
crappy
like-
choices. I'm just saying. I'm wondering.
They kind of brought the body back. If there's not a soul to go in it, they're kind of putting themselves in a weird spot.
I would just start cloning. Use them for cloning purposes.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be the Arrowverse without a lot of glaring plot holes. That's all I'm gonna say. Fun to watch, but when you start thinking about it and pulling the threads apart, it's not gonna hold up, homie. This is like 200 thread count here. You get what you get.
So how weird is it that because that was Captain Cold's voice?
Yeah, because they did what is it in what Earth?
They couldn't get Morena, really?
Wasn't it like Earth 76 or something? So I don't know if they did that just so it was a different Wave Rider. So I don't know if they did that just so they could have his voice.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean that was clearly what they did. I'm just saying that it implies a weird relationship that he reprograms. Sort of like when Otto reprograms the 2099 hologram to look like Maria Marconi.
Well, I don't know too. I mean, maybe that
okay.
Captain Cold was dying like the one on Earth 1 did. Maybe they could only save his brain or whatever. Fine, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
voiceovers are easy is the answer. When you don't really want to show up but you need a paycheck, voiceover.
And so that wasn't.
Well, they also have to make it logical for why Captain Cold's there.
And then that wasn't Earth 1 Heat Wave. That I was like, okay.
Poor
But he's
man.
basically the same. I don't know. I just love they didn't bring out. Lilith, were you the one who said, "Yeah, I love they just brought in the important legends, the ones that matter."
Well,
duh.
to be fair,
but again, it's like each show only had you only got their people on their show. Like Brainy and Lena were only on the Supergirl episode. Team Flash didn't jump into the Flash episode.
But what's interesting is that now we have our new Adam. So what's happening to Ray Palmer, and is he going to be Superman now?
Well,
he's gone.
Because you're bringing in the new Adam, you got to get rid of the old.
Well,
Adam.
he was already leaving.
You can't have two Adams.
Yeah, he's leaving the show. But is he going to be on a couple episodes, Lilith? Because I thought I saw somewhere where they were saying that, I don't know if they filmed most or all of their season before they got to this crisis.
Oh yeah,
Before
definitely.
Yeah.
When we come back from Christmas break, they should be done probably like February, the end of February, their whole season.
So
and then it'll just post and all that.
To be fair, unless you're Shelley Long, you don't actually leave the show.
If they
can become less a part of the show, but you don't actually.
I mean, they killed Professor Stein. He's gone. Jax never came back.
Well, yeah, and it was almost like they were wanting Jax to stay.
Come back a couple times.
Wally West ran from Legends as fast as he could.
Yeah, it's something about that Arrowverse. I tell you guys this all the time. God bless David Ramsey. God bless David.
I'm just saying, I don't
protect him at all costs.
I would say that's more the writer's choice than the actor's choice.
No, I think Lilith confirmed that it wasn't, at least in the case of Wally West, the actor didn't want to come back, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of like the Colton thing too. He came out, he was dealing with a lot, and he wanted to pursue singing. It's really far from home, and all that stuff. So
now he's back.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that Rosenberg thing where he doesn't want to do it, and then as soon as it's done, and he's like having more trouble getting work, then it was like, well, hey, why don't we all get together for that thing again? You know?
Well, he hasn't been begging to come
and
back.
then Alec Baldwin.
So, I mean,
They asked him for Crisis. He said no.
yeah. So,
Really? Okay.
like I said,
guess I've heard other news
sometimes when
stories,
you're an actor of color, you just can't deal with certain things, and we'll leave it at that.
Fair enough.
All right.
Alec Baldwin did that, if nothing.
But he's a
Hated
Baldwin.
30 Rock.
He can do that. He's a Baldwin.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right.
And now he's got Bieber money.
Got the show canceled, and they said, well, maybe we could do one more season. It's like, you just got us canceled, Alec. Stop it.
So did it?
Man's afraid to not have
So
a paycheck.
speaking, well, he's got like 20 kids with his young wife now, so he's a job.
What are they, the Duggars 2.0?
Yeah. Well, no, it's just Hollywood, sweetheart.
Just an old man who don't want to use birth control. Oh, speaking of old men, speaking of old men and younger wives, did you see Shatner's about to divorce his fourth wife?
That's it? I could have sworn he was on like 6.
No, I think it's only the fourth. I mean, he
is not Canadian. I am convinced of it now.
I think they literally
Canadians get divorced.
I think you know.
It's a very liberal society.
But I think they said he's literally 88 years old and he's going to get he's the one divorcing his fourth wife.
Well, he's a prima donna. Hello, Megan.
Okay, yeah, he is William freaking Shatner. He has his pick of every Vulcan at the Star Trek convention. Let's be honest. Even Vulcans he doesn't want, he can have them if he wants them. You know, it
looks like he's gonna be hitting the convention circuit to pay for that divorce, though.
No, I think they said he had a prenup, so he might. I don't know.
Good for him.
Well, I think by number 4, it's pretty standard procedure at that point.
Yeah. Once you're an old guy marrying when you're 4 times as old as your wife,
it's the fourth wife. Yeah, I think you have it down. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Step up to the altar, sign here.
You discussed that beforehand. Definitely beforehand.
Oh. Yeah. Because you need a lawyer to sign that. You know, you don't just.
Or you could be like Steven Spielberg and write it on a napkin and get it thrown out in court. I love that damn story.
Got it notarized.
A napkin. Oh, the 80s.
Yeah, notary. The power of a notary is not absolute.
Oh, but we were talking about Crisis. Did you see DC News? Two movies got confirmed for 2022.
Oh, they.
Well, I heard.
Oh
Flash.
Lord, yeah, Flash, July 1st, 2022. Lil, if they're
okay,
go forward with that,
burn the negatives, collect the insurance. What the hell, DC?
Lilith,
they need that long to make a movie.
You know what I was thinking?
Burn the negatives, collect the insurance.
Well, Lilith, I was thinking 2022. Are we going to get 1 or 2 more seasons of Flash, and then once it ends, are they going to do the movie?
Yeah.
They waiting for that movie? Are they waiting for that show to end so people can be like, can't be like, that's not as good as the TV show?
I'm still gonna say it. It's still gonna be true.
I know.
Well, but maybe they're just gonna next generation it, where the movies will just be the TV show, but with a bigger budget. And,
that's what they're doing. We don't want to be like the TV show.
I wish they would do that, but they got to pry that from Ezra Miller's cold dead hand.
Well, that can be arranged at this point.
Oh,
why? Does he own the rights to the Flash somehow? Is he like that guy that bought the rights to Batman?
It feels like it because he won't shut the hell up about how it's his part. I'm just like, WB, pay the man. Get rid of him. Pay the man.
Let it go.
Never. This is going to be a train wreck.
Ezra Miller would go.
Yeah, okay. Lilith, you watched DuckTales?
Yes.
The new one.
I did. I watched it.
And you saw the episode with Darkwing Duck where they're making the Darkwing Duck movie. He's like, oh, I didn't even know. I guess they were waiting to let me know before they did the principal photography. I think it's like they're doing a little more than the principal photography. You know, I think it's like, yeah, he maybe he can be Nega Flash. So,
I mean, I like him in other things, but like, hashtag not my Flash. Sorry.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm loath to ever blame an actor for a lousy script. I will defend Batfleck just because I haven't seen him do a good Batman film.
Well, Usher in the backpack.
I'm not-
Enjoy it. You're welcome.
Fair enough. I've got no problem with Bat. I like Conroy Bat.
Who doesn't? That's like every freaking 90s kid's dream.
I was gonna say,
come true.
Turning your nerd card if you don't like Conroy.
I meant from the Crisis. I just wish I wish he had bad.
Of course,
armor.
but it's hashtag CW.
Like
we gotta do what we gotta do.
Like, no,
we're not Batwoman. We can't have it a 7 million episode freaking budget, okay? Because we're shooting in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you actually have to build. It's like, trust me, Iron Man armor is the cheapest thing to build. Just ask Shaquille O'Neal.
Just ask any cosplayer. Yes, I know.
Yeah, it's the middle of crisis. I'm sure the budget was tied up in other things.
Besides that can't glorified cameo.
Yeah, but it was nice. I enjoyed it. But yeah, so like I said, I imagine the 2022 date is because there is an entire process to making a film.
Of course, but the point is that we don't want the movie to be made. So nobody wants this.
And they've been talking about this movie since Justice League at least.
No, way before.
But aside from Wonder Woman, who from Justice League is coming back?
No, Wonder Woman.
Well, was Aquaman? Well, Aquaman 2 coming, isn't it?
Is it?
I thought they said.
Has Momoa been on his best behavior? I don't know.
I see in the local news he was in town and charming the pants off everybody. So.
Yeah, but it's like this Flash guy who like. I'm going to show up and say, hey, I'm the Flash, everybody. You love me as the Flash, right?
I don't know about this Aquaman 2. It's a
Oh.
lot of stuff going on right now. There's a lot of balls in the air. Let's just say that.
Aquaman 2 is set for December 2022.
We'll see.
Oh, so.
We'll see.
There you go. Which, again, Phil.
I know.
Yes, exactly, with new people.
And as Tristan was pointing out to me this morning, that guy who was Joker in the Suicide Squad, very much was certain.
Charlie's like, I didn't like him, but I can't remember his name.
I love Jared Leto.
Well, I actually can't remember
Joker.
Jared Leto, thank you.
Get back to music, you bastard! You owe me an album.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, and I got nothing against Jared Leto. I actually didn't think his Joker was horrible.
You're the only one.
Yeah, but
you and the 13-year-old lovebirds are the only one.
You love Superman 3.
I'm just saying, but no, I'm not saying it was a good Joker. I'm just saying I could imagine a worse Joker. I can imagine what was the Joker with the dreadlocks?
Oh, from the Batman or whatever.
Joker with the dreadlocks.
Oh. We don't even talk about the Batman animated show.
Not the best Joker. I'm just gonna say. So
live action Joker, he's the worst. Fight me, nerds. I don't care.
Yeah, he's not as good as Caesar.
He is. I love that little Facebook meme where they're like, "Thank you for all your great Joker performances." Not you, Leto. And then they're all like, or then you see all the Jokers, and then like the next picture is them all standing on Jared Leto's Joker. Pretty much.
Yeah, but anyway. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So
DC's shooting for 3 movies in 2022 because, like we said, Flash in July, Aquaman in December, and then they announced April.
So is Aquaman in December just going to be a thing? That's what they're going to make it a thing.
So, but then
ruin my damn birthday month.
But then, all right. Well, speaking of birthday months, they announced this week Shazam 2 is going to be April 1st, 2022.
I thought that they were just shot for 2021 personally.
Fun date for it.
But wait, when's the Atom coming out?
Oh, so
when's Black Adam movie?
Black Adam. I don't know. So, but yeah,
it makes sense that Black Adam would come out in between the two. Like, call me crazy.
Let's see.
Is it 2021?
I'm looking it up. Oh yeah, it's
because I stopped following The Rock on social media a long time ago.
I'm looking for
overexposed.
Looking for it. Oh wait. Oh. December 22nd, 2021.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay.
Well, good on you, DC.
So they're still making a Black Adam.
Oh yeah, The Rock is still excited about it, but I'm just like, you ruined my favorite franchise. Yes, Fast and the Furious is my favorite franchise. If you want to talk about it, at Lil Pellfire, I don't care. I love that franchise. He ruined it.
How did they ruin
with
it?
his spinoff? That's not family. That's I side with Vin Diesel on this particular issue. You can fight me all you want to,
nerd.
Anyway, that's another topic.
Okay, great.
Comic books or more news?
Yeah, I don't know.
Millennial. I don't care. We're going to get the comics.
It was a big Batman week, and I am not okay with that.
Yeah, it's a regular week. Yeah.
That's like saying it was a big Spider-Man week for Marvel.
Exactly.
But like, no, it was a lot.
Comics Corner.
Well, do we want to get to the grand travesty this week? The thing that made
there were
Tyler
several
Patrick
for me.
the thing that may drive Tyler Patrick from Superman.
Yes,
Our
let's
Bendis
discuss.
update.
Oh my God, is that are we the Bendis bashers? Oh my God.
So please get in line.
Well, you guys are. So what are you mad about
No, we
this
got
week?
the big Clark Kent outs himself issue this week, Charlie Esser.
Yeah.
Because he wants to
I'm
be
aware
honest
that
and trustworthy. Finally. And it's like, well,
Okay. So he's
Okay,
done worrying about his wife's safety. Okay. He's worried
And
about
his
worrying about
child's
Jimmy's
safety
safety and his wife's safety.
He's married to Superman. His son's a Kryptonian. What is the safety?
there's still kryptonite out there. What?
Lois isn't bulletproof. Jimmy Olsen isn't bulletproof. Perry White isn't bulletproof. His sister,
His mom's
sister-in-law's not
never
bulletproof.
mind.
Yes, I know. I know. We saw that in Crisis on Infinite Earths. But more to the point, do you really? It's one of these. It's sort of like, as I always say, it's like when Spider-Man beat up Kingpin, and just explain to him, listen, you get to exist because I'm a nice guy. Don't make me not a nice guy. Because there are a lot of alternate universes where someone decided, you know what would happen if we made Superman not a nice guy?
It's called
And it ends
Brightburn.
poorly for everyone. Yeah. Well, now that one's bratty Superman. That's not really Superman being not a nice guy. That's just
That's
Superman
Superboy
being.
who didn't get a spanking from Pa Kent. That's all.
Yeah,
but
you know.
but he's really poking the bear too. Because like the last two pages, they show the last couple pages they show everyone around the world, watching this big press conference he holds, and then like at the end they show the Legion of Doom, and Brainiac just like gets in Luthor's face. He's like, "How did you not see this coming?" And Luthor just had an angry look.
Well, how did you not see this coming? Your
I
name
know.
is freaking Brainiac. It's like next thing you'll tell me is that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Oh,
Come
no.
on. Let's just stick with the most outlandish idea we could.
But that's just like the whole.
I don't like the way he did it. I don't like the execution of it. I just don't.
I don't
I'm
like-
okay with the idea of it.
Yeah.
It's better than it's better than New 52 though. I will give him that.
Well, yeah, that was all casual Friday Superman. But no, I didn't like the whole Jimmy thing because Jimmy's like, acted like, oh yeah, I knew. And then he's like, no, I'm just joking. Lois told me. I was like, really, Lois? You're gonna steal that thunder?
Wow, they took that away from canon that Jimmy knows who's okay. That's fine.
Well, I mean, that was
Didn't they
New
say that last
52.
week?
I mean, haven't they altered reality? When they took out New 52 Superman and put this Superman back in?
I don't know. I think Jimmy knew he was Superman.
Yeah, I know. This is like,
Well, again, I mean, they've done it a couple times. They've given the identity, and then they either ignore it or they retcon it, or
oh, this is gonna get retconned.
no.
the
I
minute Bendis
just
gets
had a problem
booted.
when he's like, "Oh yeah, Lois told me already," and it's like, really? I'm like,
Lois? Are we sure?
Maybe that's just what
well,
he
no,
said.
no, the next,
It's sort of like
No, the
when
next
everyone
scene-
got mad.
the next scene they show it Clark
Okay.
talking to Lois, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I told him." She goes, "I knew him longer than you." It's like, so, like if he was coming out of the closet,
Okay, Iris. Like what?
it's like if he was coming out of the closet, would she have?
Okay.
Would she have?
I
Did that?
guess
I
so.
don't know.
She's one of those people.
Well, honestly, if he was coming out of the closet,
Well, yeah,
I think Lois would
just-
be kind of
I'm
upset
just saying,
about
this
that.
isn't.
Yeah,
I mean, this isn't some little
You know?
secret. It's basically, hey, yeah, there's two guys, I'm the same guy. And two, you've thought of me as human this whole time. Hey, guess what? I'm not, Clark Kent's not human.
Yeah.
Deport him.
I mean,
he's the legal alien. He didn't register.
That's what I was thinking. We're going to deal with that.
To be fair, that's a real concern for him right now.
All the lies, all those, writing those papers about Superman as Clark Kent.
That's what I was going to say. We're going to deal with it.
Well, actually, not just nothing. There's like major tax fraud.
All that damage he's done to the city. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people.
Are we gonna get that?
Are we
gonna get that trial again? We're gonna get that story where they're like, we're gonna sue Superman.
Oh well, now you can. I mean,
so much liability.
I would imagine that's something Bendis is going to explore.
I mean, just imagine
if
somebody gets Still Horton on the phone.
Is he just doing this story so he can do that scene from Superman where he flies backwards around the planet?
Did we had a reference to that? What show was that, Philip?
I wouldn't put anything.
Was it Flash?
Bendis. I think a lot of people have done that. They made that.
I mean, in the Arrowverse, we had a reference to that specifically, and I can't remember.
Well, last year during
it might have been Legends. Actually,
last year during the crossover, remember Flash and Supergirl were going around.
Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you. It's been so many crises.
But yeah, Bendis said he had a Superman story in mind even before he started. So I guess this is it. I don't know.
They approved it, so whatever. That's on DC.
To be fair, Marvel's kind of made secret identity a little bit past.
Well, that's in the Marvel universe. You kind of need them in the DC universe. DC universe, you need it.
Well, the thing that really frosts my knockers is just
my knockers are fully frosted.
It's just that I heard a news story and DC's playing this like, oh yeah, this is permanent. This is never gonna get undone. I'm like, okay,
yeah. Because and water doesn't make things wet.
We haven't done this anymore. Multiple times before, and it hasn't been undone every single time. Even if Bendis doesn't redo this, the next guy's going to undo this. It's like the Daredevil thing. Bendis put the ball in motion for Matt getting outed. Mark Waid took it further, and then who took over? Charles Soule undid the whole thing. So that's what I'm saying. Even if Bendis doesn't undo this, someone's going to undo it.
So...
Well, that's the nature of
that's fine. Charlie, that's fine, but don't play DC. Don't play this like, oh yeah, this is never gonna get undone.
Well, actually, no. Well, I mean, to be fair, editorial always can say no, you can't. That's why
that's the only thing in Marvel that has stayed the same. And that's because you guys know why. He's Mephisto, and it's fine. It's the long con. You'll see. Even if I have to go get hired at Marvel to make it happen, it's gonna happen.
Mephisto keeps coming up. I just need to drop Mephisto. But yeah,
Tristan's getting yelled at.
Tristan, I took you to your play.
But let's So I don't know, like I don't know how this is gonna make long time. Like I see a lot of people being okay with it. Like I was seeing a lot of comments like, I don't mind it. It kind of makes sense.
There's just a lot of little things about this, and then he says I guess he's still gonna continue to live as Clark Kent. Just he thinks he's gonna keep the job and everything. His journalist job.
I mean, his boss has to fire him because
no.
Fraud. He's written so many stories about Superman, and it's the conflict of interest and all those things.
No, he just can't cover Superman anymore. That's all.
He's got to go. In 2019, going into 2020, this is an uproar in the streets of Metropolis. He's got to go. Get him out of there. He's got to go.
Wait. Write a daily column that says, "Hey, here's what I did today. I flew to the moon."
Well, he can get a blog and monetize it. Who cares?
Okay, to be fair, Lola, every time that a reporter has been outed for telling a fake story, never have they actually saved the entire universe from destruction. So
there's a lot of people that hate Superman in the DC universe. So this is just, I'm just wondering where this is going with.
There's a lot of people who love Superman too. So
they've been secretly waiting for Superman to get his comeuppance. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, Lex Luthor is waiting for this, but even he just feels stupid right now. So
he knew. He just wasn't going to tell the rest of those dopes. Come on, Lex Luthor knew.
Yeah.
Perry White.
Anyway, let's talk something else because
All right.
But, let's talk about another steaming pile. Dark Knight Returns: The Golden Child. Who the hell needed this?
I didn't even pick it up.
Ugh.
What total crap?
Yeah. It's not even a polished turd. It's just a steaming pile on a cold day.
That's like
I said it.
That's like a one shot, right?
Yeah, it's just like, let's keep banking on the Dark Knight Returns freaking name.
Honestly,
So what's the Golden Child?
A turd.
No, I mean, the only Golden Child I know is the Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh,
So-
okay. It's about this little girl named Laura, and Carrie Kelly's in it, which is why I picked it up. And that's Carrie Kelly being like the new Batwoman.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also get young Jonathan Kent. That is the Golden Child. So it's weird. It's like, dude, Frank Miller, you can't write about Superman like in the
you mean
House
like
of L at
Superboy
all.
Jonathan Kent?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's I didn't like it. Didn't make sense. We didn't need this. I don't know who this is for. Who even likes Frank Miller anymore in 2019? I don't know.
I mean, really, after the original Dark Knight Returns miniseries, I mean, has
everything
Dark
has
Knight
been.
Returns been any good?
The second one wasn't that bad, but the third one, come on, they milked the hell out of that third one.
To be fair, that's what people pay him to write.
What crap?
If they're paying
Who
for
wrote
it,
another
yeah.
Sin City? Where the like? What the hell? Like, there's other things that I like.
It didn't do as well at the box office. That's the problem. You know.
Make a TV show. That's where terrible B movies go to become something. Everybody go Showtime. Somebody call Frank Miller. Showtime, please.
Yeah,
Showtime
maybe,
Beyond.
To be fair, maybe he does producer. Maybe he wants to write. And
well, you can do both. You can be executive producer and showrunner. There you go.
Not if they don't want you to.
Well, you gotta have a better agent, darling, and a better manager. That's all.
Well, you maybe got to have better stories, but these are the stories he's got.
Listen, I didn't say HBO. I said Showtime for a very specific reason. Okay, the standards are a little lower for their ratings.
Yeah.
Less story, more boobies.
Well, that's just true of anything.
So yeah, I would say it's on a do not buy list for me. I haven't done that in a really long time. But also, Tales from the Dark Multiverse, the Judas Contract is in the do not buy poop aisle too. To be honest,
it just basically seemed like.
Stop preying on my nostalgia. I'm over it. We're done.
Just Tara killing everyone. That was it. That's the point of the story.
It's like I think Titans did it better. They did a better Tara. There, I said it.
Tara kills Death instead of, she ends up betraying Deathstroke, killing him, and then she kills all the Titans. She kills Superman. She kills,
I did like the art from Tom Rainey though.
Yeah, the art was. But
it was a $6 book, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
It's just, it's just.
And not even a code.
Tragedy porn. I know. Well, it's DC.
I just, at the end of the day, it didn't have anything fresh to offer. It didn't do anything interesting with the story. It was very one note. It was one note.
Yeah, it was Tara slaughtering everyone. That was it.
You know what?
It wasn't even good gore. Like, if you're gonna do that, give me good gore.
I'm seeing a theme with these dark multiverse books.
Oh yeah.
Which is that they're like what ifs, but they all have the exact same story. And it's always a sad, tragic story, which gets boring after
If I want to watch tragedy porn, I will watch The Handmaid's Tale. Okay?
They're from the dark multiverse.
Yeah, but it's like the whole point of what if
Well,
tales.
can I get the light multiverse?
Here's something interesting that might have happened.
I know.
Here's a different take on things.
I know.
If it's always the dark multiverse, it's never going to be a good take.
Oh, I know. I agree. Everything's gonna be a high body. Every one of these books, it's a high. It's gonna be a high body count, and maybe 1 or 2 people get out of it. Yeah.
But why would you read that?
If you want to tell this date, you know what they should have done. Honestly, is just made these like little animated shorts. It would have been better. I think this would have been better as a short.
Well, you know what I think they're doing. Like, there's at least one character that comes out of, like a dark version of at least.
But Tara was already dark.
I know, but you know what? But now she's more powerful and more, whatever. I know what I'm thinking. They're looking for their next Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
And even that I'm over. So
like I thought they were, especially on that in the Death of Superman one, when Lois, gets like basically becomes the Eradicator. I'm like, oh, they're trying to do another Batman Who Laughs. Dark
we
Lois
have one. Her
Lane,
name is Harley. It's fine.
But people like Batman who laughs, right? That's popular.
Somebody does apparently.
The kids like that book.
Well, I guess so.
Well, I don't know, but just because they're pushing it doesn't mean people like it.
I know.
I'm asking like actual sales numbers because I still don't see what the selling point is for that character.
We're mashing our most popular hero or one of our most popular villains together, Charlie Esser.
Because it's finally like the fan fiction. It's like, yeah.
They rated low.
Yeah.
Except that it wasn't even one bad day. It was a gas attack. It's basically, what if Batman dropped a lot of acid? What if Batman dropped acid and went crazy?
But yeah, it was a gas attack. He killed the Joker, and there was like Joker gas in his heart. Extra potent gas in his heart.
And I get that, but that's a cop out as an origin story.
I know.
It's what if Batman dropped acid and went crazy? What if he did the angel dust or smoked a marijuana cigarette? That's essentially it's like, one day Batman
or to
smoke a marijuana cigarette, and then after one marijuana cigarette, became the Batman Who Laughs.
I will say though, Batman Curse Curse of the White Knight #5 was pretty good though.
Oh, you read it? I thought you weren't reading this.
Somebody had it and I read it.
Okay.
But now,
I was not spending $5 on it. No.
To make a point, the White Knight, that is the Joker becoming good, right?
Well, the original miniseries was. Now he's kind of like he's flopping. He can basically transform back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this one has Azrael, so
the Curse of the White Knight's
mind
been more like Batman versus Azrael. Like it's like a different version. Like Azrael.
Oh, okay.
Azrael Gordon like an issue or two back.
Yeah.
See, what I was gonna say is like I kind of felt like the idea of that Joker actually becomes sane.
Yeah.
Is a much better story.
Oh yeah.
When Batman drops acid.
Because he's already crazy.
Oh
yeah. Well, because it's about it's sort of like Dr. Doom, where the story is what if Dr. Doom went sane and used his powers for good and actually was a decent human being for once in his freaking miserable life.
I do just want to shout out Sean Murphy though. His artwork on this book is amazing. I think that's really half of it, to be honest. I really love this artwork. It's really good.
Oh wait, which book is that?
Curse of the White Knight #5.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry.
I was going to introduce a Marvel book, pardon me.
Yes, Doom. Let's do it.
Dr. Doom #3. Got Mephisto on the cover. That's how you know it's good.
Exactly.
So for those who don't recall, Dr. Doom, he's a little bit unhinged in time, kind of flipping between realities. And this is what's most interesting about this. In this alternate future he's seeing, he was Dr. Doom, because he makes this point as he's running to be elected, like basically president of Earth. He like makes the point. Yeah, I used to be this supervillain, I used to be this tyrant, but then I got better, and I decided to dedicate myself to making the world a better place. And he's like humble and decent, and it's everything. Like it's what if Doom went sane? It's really beautiful. But then, of course, because it is Dr. Doom, it's also possibly just all a dream that he's having that's not real. And we see that he's actually in heck with Mephisto. And I love it because he like keeps on transforming his body in this, because like he's like when he's like, oh, I'm Super Demon Doom, and he's gonna punch Mephisto, and he punches him a couple times, and of course, Mephisto's like, yeah, right. It's cute. It's cute when you guys try to fight back, but and by the end of it, he's like in like freaking just a hoodie. And this is, of course, all taking place after he's traveled to Peck to figure out what's going on. Because his ex-girlfriend, Morgan Le Fay, who I don't know what's going on with Morgan Le Fay right now. I don't know if this is canonical, which I hate books that are not canonical. I'm sorry. That's just me. I can't stand it. You have to have continuity in your book. So he's back with his exes, with his ex in Queens, which is where Morgan Le Fay lives. Because where would you find a woman suitable for a king? Queen. And he blows up her apartment, and Kang shows up, and Kang is also in Hindstrom Time, and I don't know. I love this book. This is just a delightful book. Really, it's one of my favorite Doctor Doom books. Doctor Doom often has a hard time telling stories or having stories told about him. This one is actually kind of stepping up. I really liked it.
I wonder if that takes place a little bit in the future because, yeah, you said he encounters Mephisto, and I know we've been saying, how does Mephisto get out of, he's locked in Vegas like a little hellfire bat?
He's not locked in Vegas.
Well, there in this week's Ghost Rider #3, I guess there's some big conspiracy to try to get Johnny Blaze kicked off the throne of hell, and like all the demons who made it to Earth are like heading towards Vegas. I don't know if they're going to try to. I don't know if they're going to try to.
Is this an episode of Lucifer?
Look, okay, let me explain something to you, which is kind of touched on here. Mephisto is an esoteric concept. Okay, you can't confine an esoteric concept to a room in Vegas.
Magic. You never spent a weekend with a little hellfire in Vegas.
You wouldn't survive, boys. You wouldn't survive.
Talk about nothing in that esoteric.
But you see, we meet Mistress Death in this one, which is great too. And I like her because she's.
Somebody tell Deadpool.
Look, he doesn't own her. Okay, ain't no ring on that finger. Either of their fingers, she's quite frankly.
Hey, he's not her creepy stalker. That's Thanos.
Exactly.
I know, no, but I'm just, you know what? I think Deadpool appreciates that she's a free spirit.
Yes.
And what
I enjoy their silly relationship.
And not for nothing, as I always say, the person who is Death is actually a guy. Just want to put that out there.
Well, Deadpool's pansexual.
Secret Wars #2.
Secret Wars 2.
You must become Death. You must become Death.
Yeah,
Deadpool's pansexual.
So. Don't bother Deadpool.
But you know, nothing wrong with the fact that your perception of gender alters. In that moment, that's fine. You want to assign a female to Death, fine. Going.
It wouldn't be capesandlunatics without that drop.
Oh, hey, did everyone read Amazing Mary Jane #3?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
So glad to have Charlie on board.
I like the. I mean, I'm not fully there yet. It's a fun book. I'll say that though. It's a really fun book. I like the Birdman reference. What's your question, Tristan? We're not getting anything today. It has to be a comic book related question in order for you to ask it during a podcast, Tristan. Please.
Did you read the rules I put on the wall?
I need to write some rules on the wall for when we're podcasting. Yeah.
I absolutely love the action and the pacing of this issue.
Oh, yeah. It was great. It was some great Rhino work. Better Rhino work. Then we got over at Miles Morales.
Oh, you read Miles Morales too?
I skimmed it. It was a Rhino book. I love Rhino. I love you too, Tristan. We'll talk about the.
I'm loving this meta detailed look at Hollywood in the Marvel universe. It is just blowing my mind, and it's just so funny to me.
You want to know what is the bad part about this episode? I mean, I get why they have to stretch out the storyline, but you know exactly how it ends.
Yeah.
Which is Toombs going, "Oh, that's who's playing me?" Well, I'm sorry I got in your way, gentlemen. Please carry on.
And to be fair, that's exactly. And I was okay with it.
Yeah, literally in the last issue, he's like, "Who they have playing me?" It better not be Patrick Stewart.
He wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and I will say that, but he's like, "That's too on the nose. I want that full head of hair. He wants who played him in the story. He wants freaking Beetlejuice, and
so freaking funny."
But that is literally what, and that's, they've really framed I love it because it's fun. I love it because I'm in on the joke. But I do know exactly where they're going with it, obviously. Because it's going to work out with Mary Jane. And then, of course, I love Mary Jane calling him out about, we should lose that romantic subplot. What? No, that's going to cut your screen time.
I know. I love it. She's like, that's the only thing that's not autobiographical. She's like, you just put that in there for, so you can make out with me.
And
and obviously, can we?
Hey now.
And then, of course, here's the thing: it's like everything gets so telegraphed in this a little bit. We know that next episode, gee, we don't have a Spider-Man. Who could we possibly get to be Spider-Man in this movie? Do we know anyone?
Somebody get audio activities on the phone.
No, he can't do it anymore.
He let himself go a little hellfire. He went on the Mephisto diet.
And
yeah. Well, unless this is how they backdoor bring back Tolliver. It's like, no, man, there's just 6 of us running around at any given time. Oh, that would be so beautiful. It was no, there were actually other Otto Octaviuses running around while I was Tolliver. Because I just have a Phoenix protocol. Every so often, our brains just get uploaded.
We found this homeless man with amnesia.
And he's not an Osborn, so must be one of yours.
he's a genius. He's a genius and in good shape. Must be a clone.
Yeah. Anyway, no. Actually, what'll be really funny is if she actually gets Ben Reilly.
He is out there.
I think that would be the funny thing to do.
It's like, Pete, can you come and help us? It's like, no, you know what? I know, because not for nothing. It's like, do you know anyone that can do Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire shows up.
I actually,
hey, Ben Reilly would be a good way to even cover that secret identity. Pete can be visiting the set, and hey, look, there's the real Spider-Man on screen.
Wow, I love taking pictures of this guy.
King of the selfies, yeah.
That's does he still do that anymore? I don't know. How does Peter Parker make money nowadays?
He's living off Mary Jane. That's why she left.
I gotta just imagine maybe Uncle Ben had just a really good
sugar
insurance policy.
But no, I think the telegraph part is kind of written into it because it is in the vein of those romance comedies, comic books kind of thing. Yeah. So I don't mind that.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, that is one of the things I love about it. It is like an old Patsy Walker.
Leah Williams definitely has done her hit homework on that.
I was gonna say, that could be the twist at the end. Mary Jane has to leave the movie and they bring in Patsy Walker, or Patsy Walker's her stunt double.
Oh, if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be so.
She is a superhero. Patsy Walker could be her stunt double.
Got to pay those bills. Superhero and don't pay unless you're an Avenger. Apparently,
she's an Avenger for 5 minutes. She didn't get no good alimony from Damian Hellstrom.
No, you don't want to mess with that.
Oh, hey, while he's explaining the facts of life to Tristan, I want to mention more Batman.
What happened with Marvel 2099 Spider-Man #1? I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I was.
Have you been reading any of the other ones? They at least it was Miguel. Every other 2099 book, it's not the original character.
Yeah.
Like the whole timeline's changed, I guess.
Okay.
So they're doing like, yeah, but like Charlie.
I've read a few of the other ones, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, and I was just like, well, I'm glad that it is him.
Yeah.
For the people that really enjoy him, but it like kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I know. Charlie's favorite so far has been the Conan one. I know when we November.
I did actually go pick that up. It was
even in November when me and Matt Kona.
So when's the movie is the only question that I have, or the TV show, or whatever they're gonna do. Yeah, it's a Disney Plus show brewing. Are they gonna get Arnold's son? Either one of them will do.
Someone's doing something with Conan. I mean, obviously Disney.
I mean, he's
like owns the rights. Yeah, well, no,
I think they're doing a Disney Plus show.
Actually, to be blatantly honest, what Marvel has done is they have bought the Howard verse. Ironically, without Red Sonja.
Red Sonja, yeah.
Because that was. Oh, don't get me started on Red Sonja. They could have Red Sonja though, and you can see him kind of dancing around Red Sonja, where there's like, what if we actually brought in Pirate Red Sonja into the Marvel universe now that we actually own her? Because
that. I feel like she's gonna show up in one of these Conan books very soon. Honestly,
they can't use Red Sonja.
Yeah,
because Red Sonja is currently licensed, which is just weird. Like that's like the one Howard character that's not. And
they didn't want to sell it. They were, it was like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I know it's a whole thing. It's the craziest.
It makes my head hurt thinking about it.
I will guarantee you that if you go to Harvard Law, there is a class called the Copyright of Red Sonja, which is just it's going to be that Charlie
this
Day
is what
photo
not to do
with all the red lines on the poster. So there's a character called Red Sonja that was created by E. Howard, and they wanted to use another character in a Conan book that was female, but all of Howard's female characters were pirates, so they had to retcon her to be a Hyborian warrioress, and then they did this whole thing, and then and that's how Red Sonja gets created, and now here we are. That Marvel didn't keep Red Sonja after they lost Conan and allowed Red Sonja to go with the Howard estate, but then when Disney bought back they couldn't bring back Red Sonja, the character they created.
It's
crazy.
You know what Little Hellfire says? Never let a ginger go.
I'm going to tell you something. I get the feeling she's actually public domain.
Ooh.
Because the actual creators of the character relinquished the rights when they allowed Conan to lapse and allowed the character to go with Conan. But now that they've brought Conan back, they didn't get her back because she's now public domain. Because no one owns the rights to that character.
Honestly, we need to find the answer to this, because if the rights we need to buy this.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's any rights to buy. I think anyone can make a Red Sonja character. And in fact, I would wager you dimes to donuts, if someone wanted to start producing Red Sonja merchandise and Red Sonja characters, the only problem you might have is with the owners to the movie rights. The movie rights might be the one place that studio, whichever studio produced the Red Sonja movie, which was separated from Conan, even though they put Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, he's not Conan. Because there were lawyers that were like, okay, how can we triangulate this property to make this a character that we can then use in perpetuity? And I bet you if you look into it, you're going to find that movie studio actually owns the character now.
No, Red Sonja is owned by Red Sonja LLC. Whoever the hell that is.
Oh,
somebody pulled a fast one.
Yeah, well, there you go. They paid
$1 to Paradox. $1? What? Oh my
Brilliant.
God! I am sick to my stomach about this now.
I'm telling you, there's a course at Harvard Law about this. and it's the most popular class. You've got to get on a waiting list. If you sign up as a freshman, you might get it as a senior.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The
What?
Red Sonja copyright law.
Charlie, why did you make me look that up? I am like sick to my stomach.
I'm happy I made you look that up.
5-year-old me could have bought Red Sonja for $1.
Well, no, that was obviously an internal deal with someone at Paradox. So obviously, wait, what company owned it?
Yeah, it's Paradox apparently.
Paradox Comics owned Red Sonja at some point?
Some point, that's who they paid the dollar to.
No, Paradox. I mean, I know it's funny because wow, man, I wonder if there's a copyright issue there because the comic book store I buy comic books from is called Paradox Comics. But there's also a comic book company called Paradox Comics. So
yeah,
maybe they should exert their copyright rules there. But yeah, I mean, obviously someone got the rights to produce Red Sonja comics and then sold the rights to themselves for $1 so they could create Red Sonja LLC so that they could license this character. Nobody actually owns this character because it's not a Howard character and Marvel gave up the rights to her. It's crazy, man! It's crazy! And you think about that time when Marvel was like just selling everything and they didn't even realize they owned something that they could have sold for a lot more than $1. Let's be honest here. Was that Bridget Nielsen?
It was.
That was Bridget Nielsen. Yes. That was Bridget Nielsen, man. Bridget Nielsen in her prime. Marvel just... You see, this is why Marvel had the problems in the 90s, because they had stuff and they go, whoa, we own that? Really? Wait, we own Spider-Man? I thought Sony owned that stuff. I don't know. Disney buying Marvel was the best thing that ever happened to Marvel.
Wait.
Cash-wise.
They needed someone that could let's just organize.
Yeah. So
they're like, Disney is like the Smithers of Marvel. It's like, let me just put that all together for you, okay?
Yes.
So Symbiote Spider-Man
What do you want
came
to
in
do?
reality #1, Mr. Peter David.
I read it. That was very weird.
Okay, it's not just me, it's very trippy. It felt like I did drugs without doing drugs.
So I'm assuming it has something to do with that mysterious artifact Black Widow and Doctor Strange find.
Obviously.
Avi.
Yeah, so that happened. But in a good way. I thought it was a really fun book.
Oh yeah.
So much fun. Like, I haven't had this much fun with the Spider-Man book in a long time.
Because I was thinking we can even talk that in all of this week's Spider-Man books on Ultimate Spider-Cast tomorrow.
Okay, then I'll save the rest of my thoughts.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Shh, he's back.
I read my... Oh, okay.
No, okay. You muted, Charlie.
Turn off the post. No, Tristan was telling me about essentially something he learned in comic book club today, because he has a comic book club he belongs to after school. And he was saying that Marvel was funded by writers who left DC to form their own company because they felt that they were being poorly treated by. I know. I have a whole thing about that his like school book fair, they were like giving Five Nights at Freddy's books out to kids. Not even gonna go there. But anyway, but no. And I think he's talking about Malibu Comics. Which was founded by guys who left Marvel. So I think he was just getting things confused there. Or maybe he heard another story. And honestly, there were probably a lot of guys that left DC because they got a better deal at Marvel, which actually did happen. And there were people who left Marvel because they got a better deal at DC. But in the end...
Oh.
He sold his soul to somebody. I don't care what you say. This is ridiculous.
Bring it back around.
This is ridiculous. This is like Home Alone making as much money, even though it's one of my favorite movies.
Mephisto.
Ever. Somebody sold their soul to make that a hit. That's all I'm saying. A mother leaving her child on Christmas is not a movie that should be making that much money.
I know. How is that a feel-good movie? The parents just forget him everyone forgets him at home.
They didn't
But
forget
the end,
him.
let's just be clear. The end scene of that movie. Oh my God, you guys!
Honestly, it was a family. You know what that film's really about?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
What?
Here's the real meaning of Home Alone.
Oh, good Lord.
In a consumerist economy, a family with great wealth will often lose sight of the smallest things that make their lives worth meaning.
The smallest thing, like their son.
He was the youngest. And it is about both the child's
learning to appreciate his family
and the family realizing what they had lost and how they give up everything they had. At least the mother does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to make the rest of the kids go, but the mother, in her quest to shed herself of her wealth and opulence, to reclaim the thing that actually is most important at this holiday season. That's the story of Home Alone. As she is guided by the lovable guardian angel, John Candy, who does not get enough love for his work in that film.
If you have the Polka King, yes, we know. If you have Netflix, please go watch The Movies That Made Us. I love the retrospective they did on Home Alone. It is so freaking good. Freaking good.
It's actually a beautiful film with a beautiful message. It's about how wealth isolates us, but that we are still human and can grow beyond it.
But to be honest, I just want to be in one Mandela universe where freaking John Hughes actually did direct it. I mean, I think Columbus did a great job, but man, it's just something special that happens when John Hughes writes a movie and directs it. It's just something that just happens. I just want to just for one day be in a Mandela universe where that happened.
And then we get that weird cameo in Home Alone 2.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was New York. It was the 90s.
It was a Trump
Trump's a thing.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he was a cameo
whore.
Yeah, he was at the Brothers stage of his career at that time. And honestly, people thought that's where he was going to settle.
Oh, little did we know.
People made, you know what it is? People had been making jokes about President Trump for decades. But it's like Beetlejuice, you say it enough times, he appears. And
someone will pay us $1 million. Someone will pay us $1 million. Someone will pay us $1 million.
You got to do it a few more times than that. And hey, I bought a lottery ticket tonight, Phil.
Oh, don't be retiring on the $2, Charlie Esser.
I'm just telling you. Hey, Maz said, Maz knows his limitations. But Phil and Lilith are still in the pool, so.
What? Wait, Maz isn't in the pool, you said?
No, don't. How drunk
you don't
were
remember
you?
The conversation we had?
We had a very long and in-depth conversation about how Maz understands that there are limitations.
Phil was drinking something in his cup and not us.
I think Phil. Honestly, I still don't believe that's water in Phil's body.
Not water.
I've never believed it. He knows how to walk a straight line, but I think that's THC in there. I think it's just drinking pure cannabinoid oil.
Yeah, the ginseng tea.
Somebody had the THC this week, but it wasn't me, and I won't out that person.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, I heard you boys might have another show, so we should probably wrap it up.
Well, whenever, yeah. I mean, hey, I just work here.
I know, Philip. Rein us in, boy.
He doesn't want to lose the gloriousness of his. Oh, he muted himself accidentally. See, this is why it's hard for him to rein us in, Lilith. He's got this big board in front of him, but it's like, which button did I push?
No, the mixer came unplugged for some reason.
Sure, it did, Philip.
Stop tapping your foot.
No, I'm not a senator. Anyway, can I throw out?
Oh yes, please.
The Batman's Grave, the miniseries I didn't think I was going to get, that I've been thoroughly enjoying.
And it's gaining steam. Everybody is really enjoying it because we miss Batman being a damn detective.
Because he's actually a detective. I mean, there is like a fight scene in this too, but I mean, yeah, he's actually a detective. He's trying to solve this like supposed suicide, and it's like, oh, it couldn't be because the dude was left-handed, but the gun fell from his right hand. Just
wait, did he get Epstein?
maybe.
Wait a minute.
Was the gentleman's name Jeffrey Epstein?
No. Is this the one where the guy gets poisoned? They put the gun in his hand. Then when rigor mortis sets in, it pulls the trigger, which throws the gun out of his hand. But this was
that
an
a
old
Murder
Charlie
She Wrote
Chan
episode?
No, it's an old Charlie Chan.
Oh.
No,
it's actually the base of the '80s Charlie Chan movie.
Yeah, no, I don't,
it's a flashback to this episode.
I don't think that there was the rigor mortis. No, I think it was just that the dude was like left-handed, but whoever killed him didn't know that, so they set it up to make it look like he. Oh yeah, no. It was like they like hypnotized him to kill himself, and they said something about his good right hand or something. But meanwhile, the dude was left-handed.
I think you can hold a gun in your right hand even if you're left-handed.
Yeah, but are you getting?
I'm just saying.
It's not a natural motion.
If you want to make sure
as somebody who's left-handed but ambidextrous, I do have a better.
Yeah, but I was
aim with my left hand.
I was gonna say though, yeah. I mean, if you want to make sure you kill yourself and don't just take off half your head and live through it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you want to use your good hand.
Well, you don't put it to your temple if you want to kill yourself anyway.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you got.
Even then, you got to be careful.
Not even in your mouth. Not even in your mouth.
Still live that way.
You want to go up and under.
Not that we're giving tips for suicide. Hello.
Very.
I mean, really, you want to be smart. You actually want to put it to the back of your medulla oblongata. But then you got to pull it with the thumb.
What is this, a water boy?
Mama said those gators are so ornery because he has all his teeth and no toothbrush.
Oh, whatever happened to Adam Sandler?
He's doing a dramatic film called Uncut Gems, I believe, on Netflix.
Yes.
No. I said what happened to good Adam Sandler.
Oh, Adam Sandler. I didn't hear good.
We haven't seen a good Adam Sandler movie.
So Lilith, the problem with that argument is that assumes the existence of a good Adam Sandler.
Big Daddy, screw you. Big Daddy is the perfect Adam Sandler movie, and I will fight anybody who doesn't think
Happy
Gilmore. Lilith, saying it's a perfect Adam Sandler film is like saying that was the best. That was the best Donald Trump speech I ever heard.
Okay, that was everybody. I feel like almost everybody goes through an Adam Sandler phase in their young childhood. So it's just like it's still in your memories. Like, oh, I enjoyed that one.
Okay, millennial.
Or early 20s.
Okay, millennial.
I guess. I guess. Angry Xer. I don't know. I don't know. Why are Gen Xers so angry all the time? You don't have any good 90 kids memories. It's fine.
No, we don't. Our world was nuclear war and Armageddon. In that order.
Okay. Nobody's stopping you from creating your own Armageddon and not being here anymore.
We're in the middle of it, Lilith. I don't think you noticed. This is what Gen X was raised
This has been my life, my whole life. I'm fine with it. Everything's on fire and it's fine. We've adapted. We might have not overcome, but at least we've adapted. Oh, really?
Get us out of here, Philip.
Fine, I'm talking comic books.
You can talk comic books with me.
Comics.
We just have to talk about Elvira.
So good. I don't know how they keep that book so fresh, honestly.
What, Elvira?
Yeah.
Oh, Elvira? Oh.
Yeah.
Because it's Elvira! She's awesome!
I think she really is a vampire, like the lady that plays her in real life. I'm pretty sure.
Cassandra Peterson... You know what? It's funny. You see her out of costume. She does look like a human being. But if you see her in costume, she knows how to do the costume. So I think that
that's just what the vampire wants you to think. Don't fall for it.
There's a magic amulet that she puts on, and that is what grants Elvira her existence. I don't know.
So there's a poster somewhere.
I'm just saying, you know what? Cassandra Peterson is just the nicest person I've always heard. I've never heard a negative word about her. And so I'm just happy.
Hey,
And
make sure you tag Elvira in this podcast when you send it out.
Oh yeah. And the next one, because we're going to talk about The Shape of Elvira. Which I'm going to say, Mistress of the Dark is a better book, but Shape of Elvira was fun too.
Nice.
Previews for Super Connectivity. What number?
Shape of Elvira is more like the Amazing Mary Jane of the Elvira universe.
Yeah.
Over at Dynamite Comics.
Thank you, Lil. So stay tuned for Super Connectivity 267.
Two more
weeks, man.
Get us out of here, Philip.
So stay tuned in 2 weeks when Lilith Hellfire joins us on Super Connectivity. Because
I hope
she's like the Rain Man of 69.
If you'll have me.
Oh, Lilith, you're always welcome. We can just do like 4 hours and then have Philip cut it all up. Make him do the hard work. That's what I say.
Anyway, so from me, from these angry millennials and Gen Xers, send your thoughts on everything we talked about tonight. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, check out every one of our social media links at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And support the sponsors, Tweaked Audio, support Southgate Media Group through the Amazon link in the show notes. Pod Life, the book. That's right. If you want to hear me talk about this angry millennial and this angry Gen Xer, pick it up in digital and hard copy. And Charlie Esser's having a seizure. All right. Lilith Hellfire, where can people talk to you about the world burning?
You want to talk to me about my sour grapes? And I'm not a millennial. I'm a zennial. Let's get that straight. At Lilith Hellfire on Twitter, and then at Lilith Hellfire 69, over on Instagram. Horny and angry. Yep, my only two emotions.
Lilith, you're not a zillennial. Zillennials are the third generation after Gen X. You're maybe a yillennial, but you're actually probably just a millennial.
Nope, zennial. Okay. I'm a zennial. I know. And generations don't matter. It's all made up. Anyway.
Well, it is all made up. That is true.
Charles Esser.
I'm Gen X at the end, and then comes the 80s, and that if you were born in the 80s, you're actually the millennials.
No, because there's a subset. We're not going to argue about it. I'll send you the article.
You'll send me whatever you want to send me. Anyway, if you'd like to write to me that old-fashioned email way, the way the OK Boomers and the so-so Gen Xers and everyone else used to do back in the hot-to-trot 80s and 90s, you can do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's super Connectivity blog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet tomorrow night, the last episode of The Watchmen. At Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIESSER. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
And then stay tuned in a couple of days, yes, for when we cover that last episode of Watchmen, me, Charlie, and Tyler.
Ooh.
It'll be fun. Spicy meatball.
Caliente. You're welcome, Lilith, although I know you're probably just binging. Gotta get the night at the Roxbury going, Charlie Esser. Yes, Chris Kattan. Anyway, for another week, we have been the Capes
and
Lunatics.
Okay, and let me give you. So, Night at the Roxbury is forward nod. I'm doing a side to side nod. That's a completely different nod from Night at the Roxbury.
Okay.
And this is two wild and crazy guys.
Steve Martin, I love it.
And Dan Aykroyd.
I didn't stutter.
Mm-hmm. The first of the Five Timers Club was Steve Martin.
All right. Okay, every generation.
All right.